stepmother. The stepmother would get the money from the husband, and they would go to the market together, and she would take half the money. And she would go off and gamble and buy, lovely little bangles and have a lovely time gambling away. And she would give the half of the money to Tipingi, and Tipingi would go buy all the food for the whole week. Well, this particular day, the stepmother wandered through the market. She wandered further than she had ever gone before. And at the end of that market, she saw a very terrifying thing. She saw a stand like this, with people in chains on that stand. And there was a big, mean, strong-looking man who was selling people. And she was terrified, and she just stood there. And then a horrible thought went through her head. She thought, I wonder how much money I could get if I sold Tipingi. So that made her brave enough to go up to this man and say, how much would you give me for a 9-year-old girl? Oh, I don't know. I would give you perhaps 50 rubles. Oh, no, I need 75 because I've lost my gambling money and I need to pay my friends back, so I need 75. Well, why is she worth 75? Why would she be worth 75? Why? Tell me. Well, she's smart, and she's a very hard worker, and she's cute, and she's clever. Well, then why are you selling her? Good question. She eats too much. Very well, you show me this girl, and if I think she's worth 75 krona, I will give them to you. Where do you live? You can't pick her up at home. Let me think. Pick her up after school. And how will I know who this is? Well, her name is Tipingi. You call Tipingi and she will come to you. Very well. Here's half the money and I will give you half when I pick up this Tipingi. I'll see you tomorrow. And so the stepmother was ready to go back and find Tipingi, but Tipingi had gone looking for the stepmother because she'd been gone so long. And she'd heard the last half of that conversation. Now, she knew that if she went to her father and said, Daddy's going to sell me, would she be believed? She didn't think so. So she kept it to herself, and the next day she went to school, and she went to all of her friends, and she said, will you guys help me? You won't believe what's going to happen with my stepmother's wedding. Will you guys help me? Well, of course, Tipingi, we'd do anything to help you. Well, okay? Okay. And so after school, 8 little girls were standing there when the slave driver came up and he said, Tipingi! They were absolutely silent. Tipingi! They were absolutely silent except for a cell phone. Are you Tipingi? And the girls started giggling. And they said, I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. Are you Tipingi? I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. And he was so furious, he stomped all the way back to the market, and there was his stepmother with her hand out. And he said, they all said their name was Tipingi. Give me my money back. I can't. I spent all the money. They all said their name was Tipingi. How very strange. Come back tomorrow, and I will make sure that she's wearing a red bow in her hair, and you will know her that way. She'll be the only one with a red bow in her hair. Who do you think was listening to that? So the next day, the stepmother puts a red bow in Tipingi's hair and sends her off to school. And of course she goes to all her friends, will you guys help me again? Will you help me? Of course, Tipingi, we'd do anything for you. Can you guys go home at lunch and come back with a red bow in your hair? And so they did. After school, there were 8 little girls with red bows in their hair. And the slave driver came up and said, are you Tipingi? No answer. Are you Tipingi? No answer. Are you Tipingi? I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. He went all the way back to the slave market, and there was the stepmother with her hand out. They all said their name was Tipingi, and they all had a red bow in their hair. Give me my money back. They all had a red bow in their hair? Oh, that can't be right. No. Well, I can't give you the money back. I've already spent it. I know. Tomorrow, you come find her. She will be wearing her best Sunday dress. Nobody wears their Sunday dresses to school. You'll be able to find her that way. Well, you better be right, because otherwise I'm taking you instead. Who do you think heard that? Well, Tipingi went to school the next day in her Sunday best, and she said, "You guys help me again?" "Sure, Tipingi, we'd do anything for you." So they all ran home at lunch, and they came back in their little Sunday dresses, and there was 8 of them all lined up looking so Sunday. "Tipingi!" No answer. "Are you Tipingi?" There was no answer. "Are you Tipingi?" "I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too. I'm Tipingi, she's Tipingi, she's Tipingi too." He was furious. He stomped all the way back to the slave market, and he went over. And who was there with their hand out? He put a chain on it. And that night, the stepmother did not come home. And you know, Tipingi and her father were so much more comfortable without that woman around, they forgot to even ask where she went.